Today we're going to be watching a trailer for one of our favorite B horror movies, Bucket of Blood. But before we do that, I have to, put something out there into the universe because I just don't feel right now. I feel so friggin', artsy. That's better.
Feel better?
I feel so much
so
better.
glad.
Now we can actually talk about this movie, or at least a little bit.
I'm glad you're more relaxed.
I'm far more relaxed.
Being in the artsy mood.
I know, I am. And, Bucket of Blood is so great. It has all the elements for an enjoyable experience. You got, beatniks and Dick Miller. Coffee house, a pretentious art. Pretension in general, but that's kind of a running theme.
An undercurrent of drugs.
More than an undercurrent.
Well,
The seedy
a secondary
underbelly.
theme.
Smack, horse.
That's it.
All that delicious stuff. And murder. So we're going to watch the trailer. It's very cute. Give you a little taste for what the movie's all about. It's a classic trailer, 1959. Let's do this.
The artist, the poet.
I
feel like I went to college with that guy.
love the way
loves to
they
show.
use art.
Yeah. Got ladies taking their clothes
physically
off.
attracted to her? No, man, he ain't the type. He don't get enough vitamin E.
You don't get enough vitamin E, the whole health food craze that never ended. No.
In
Look at the striped shirts.
a bucket of blood.
Dripping
Let
fawn.
us make the scene. Crazy.
Come, enjoy yourself. Where the hilarious enjoy the
Dick
horrifying.
Miller.
In
Yeah.
a bucket of blood. No, you're gonna shoot me! Don't shoot!
Ah! Smack with a frying pan.
Oh, man. Great
Come
art.
to the land of living
There's the
dreams,
great coffee
where
shop.
realists dream of the unreal.
Art.
Walter, you've done something to me. Something deep down inside of my prana.
My
Oh,
prana.
so good. So good. My prana.
You're creative.
Beatniks at their bawdiest.
I
The
don't know about
creative
that.
urge at its most primitive. I'm deeply moved.
Yeah.
And I shall compose a poem.
Love
Love is art. Art is love.
Well,
It's the weirdest.
Hey, he was
and
ahead of his
wildest.
time.
For the
I
era.
don't
Yeah.
want to make statues anymore. I want to get married. To you.
It's all about the girl.
It always is.
Errors and terrors.
Oh, the buzzsaw.
Yeah, cut his head off now.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see it.
Six. If you want to see it, you're six.
With
With
laughter.
That's great. I love that. Trailer.
Get some bongos.
That's pretty fun.
All right. The undressed mimes wait on the corner of 46th Street and Yesterday, smoking their long cigarettes and praying their prayers to their old dead and buried gods who wear kerchiefs and neckties. Something like that. I don't know. I love this movie. I love beat poetry, honestly. I have a huge soft spot for it.
Woman! Whoa, man! Whoa, man!
And Bucket of Blood is so much fun. Dick Miller who's the main character in it, is so funny.
Be your nose. Be your nose.
He plays Walter Paisley, and he's really awkward, and maybe a little bit special. And he plays this character in other horror movies. Walter Paisley comes back in the ones I'm familiar with. He's in Chopping Mall, which is a terribly titled movie because there's no chopping. It's about killer robots. And Evil Tunes, which is like porn. But whatever, it's the same character. And it's a Roger Corman movie, who is the king of B movies. And he makes a lot of quality B movies.
Little shop of horrors.
Well, not that version, but
Well, it led to.
led to that.
Led to the great
He
one.
might have been a producer on that or something, but he knows how to work with a low budget. I actually have a lot of respect for Roger Corman and what he does, and it's a great black comedy.
He's just about gone.
Walter has a clear mind. One day something will enter it, feel lonely, and leave again.
It's like a sackcloth black comedy. It's so delightful, and it's just such a great send-up and satire of the beatnik and bohemian lifestyles, and the poetry in it is so sincere that it transcends parody and just becomes beat poetry.
For all that is comes through the eye of the artist. The
caress a blind fish swimming in the cave of aloneness.
As silly as it is, but I've heard some silly beat poetry in my time. You know, there was this band I used to like. They were called Psychor. They were like a German metal beat poetry band.
Giant pets with fur of artificial materials and former people with surgically enlarged body parts.
But many people have also said it's very similar to like House of Wax, which it is. I don't know if it was like directly influenced by it, because it's the same basic idea of.
I'm not as familiar with that one.
Oh, I mean, it's covering people, murdering them and covering people in some substance. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry.
Turning them into some sort of art piece, whether it's
Turning them
a
into some sort of
person
art
in
piece.
a wax museum or a person in an art gallery.
Yeah, and apparently Corman and I think his name is Charles B. Griffith, he was a screenwriter, they would just like go from beatnik coffee house to beatnik coffee house to get like ideas for the script, and I think that's one reason it feels so sincere. It doesn't feel like the way some beatnik horror movies do of that time period.
These are the beatniks, the defiant young, coming from every walk of life, wrought with suppressed emotions, and mocking the everyday course of modern society.
Where they feel like a bunch of squares.
No, I didn't.
Writing for beatniks.
I didn't get to a coffee house till the 60s. And then I was still young.
We just discovered yesterday that there was a remake of this called The Death Artist.
That's right. The Death
Which was
Artist.
made in 1995, starring Anthony Michael Hall as the Dick Miller character. And a lot of other people like Will Ferrell and David Cross. And
That's right. Will Ferrell had this cameo. He looked like a
Disco Stew.
strange, homeless Neanderthal with tattoos.
And he had an afro.
I don't know how he fit
And he
in.
had an afro. It's a really good
It was
remake.
a modernized beatnik scene. But
Yeah.
they actually had more poetry in it.
They did. It was cool. And I was thinking about it, and beat poetry was actually making a comeback in the 90s, because I remember there was a lot of beat stuff floating around my consciousness as a kid. Like, I remember the cartoon Doug, his sister Judy was a beatnik. And then you had, like, So I Married an Axe
She had a
Murderer.
beret,
She had a beret.
too.
And all her friends were artsy-fartsy, and that, like, lifestyle was, like, making a comeback. So it was actually really relevant. But yeah, apparently Miller wasn't Dick Miller wasn't happy with the movie. And thought that it was like...
It was his only star, where he was the lead, only star.
Yeah,
role,
he thought the
actually.
budget was too low for it to be really great.
It's
And
great the way it
it's,
is.
It's fine, and we recommend it if you like that kind of thing.
I like movies that are quaint.
It's cute, it's camp, and it really
It's
is.
camp,
It really is a very, in my opinion, accurate sort of satire of the beatnik culture.
Yes.
It's very funny. It's dark, satirical, and campy. And we have a little clip we're going to leave you with of some of the wonderful beat poetry from the movie to give you an idea about it. Now the question is, for you, is would you like to see us cover like the original and the remake and like compare them? Because I would love to do that. I was loving it. So let us know if you want to see that, because I think that would be fun. So remember, art is everything.
Art is.
I will talk to you of art, for there is nothing else to talk about. For there is nothing else. Life is an obscure hobo bumming a ride on the omnibus of art. Burn gas, buggies, and whip your sour cream of circumstance, and hope. And go ahead and sleep your bloody heads off. Creation is. All else is not.
Enjoy yourself.